Let me quickly show you how it's done. In this demo, I'm going to look at permissions, what types there are and how to change them. I'm already logged in as the admin user. So I'm going to navigate to the Permission Schemes page. Here you can see two schemes. The default permission scheme is used by business projects by default, and the default software scheme is used by software projects by default. Let's create a new service desk project. I'm going to create a new IT service desk project, so I'll select that. Let's call it IT Service Desk. We'll leave that as it is. Click Submit. Now let's look at the permission schemes again. Now you can see there's a new scheme. Service desk projects are different to software and business projects, as a service desk project will always get a new permission scheme just for that project. Let's look at a scheme in more detail. Notice the pop-up on the right-hand side. If you're having problems with permissions, there is a handy tool here that lets you run some checks in order to identify the cause of the problem. Let's close that. Here you can see all of the permissions that are in this scheme. They are broken down into sections. So we have project permissions, issue permissions, voters and watchers permissions, comments permissions, attachment permissions, and time tracking permissions. Note that in the project permissions, the administrator role has by default got the administer project's permission. You'll also see that the extended project administration permission is enabled by default. This allows project admins to edit their workflows and screens under certain conditions. Allowing them to do this can reduce the administrative workload you need to carry out. Making changes to this default permission scheme will affect all projects that use this scheme. Let me show you how to make a change. Let's say our organization has decided that only project leads should be able to move issues. So let's find the move permission. So you can see that any logged in user can move issues at the moment. Click on Edit. You can add individual users and groups to permissions, but as I've said previously, best practice is to use project roles. Click on the Show More and then select the Project Lead radio button and click on Grant. So you now can see the project lead has been added. Now I'm going to remove the application access. So now you can see only the project lead can move issues. That's it for this demo.